Oh, just like I promised, here I am answering your questions. All right. Oh, a few things before I get started so you know how this is gonna go. I'm sorry if I mess up your name really badly. Second thing, I'm only answering like actual questions just to make this go faster and not, take up a whole bunch of everybody's time. But if you just left a comment, I really appreciate it, and I will try to maybe respond to them directly. All right, cool beans. Here we go. Intel Core i7-4710HQ asks, do you do music professionally or is it just a hobby? It is just a hobby. That's one thing that I've gotten asked a lot. And one of the questions that I think is important to clear up first, because a lot of people say like, oh, well, why don't you do this? You should be promoting yourself here. And I would just like to, take a moment to let you know, because I realize I've never actually explained it. This is not really what I do. I mean, it's fun. I love making videos, and I've loved singing my whole life. So, it's definitely a passion of mine. It's definitely a hobby, but it's really kind of a small part of my life, overall, which I'll get to in later questions, but now you know it's a hobby. Let's see. Francis Alcantara says, do you do this professionally? Did you have singing lessons? Well, no, I don't do this professionally, but yes, I did have singing lessons. In middle school and a lot of high school, I took singing lessons, well, first with my choir teacher in middle school, and then with a choir teacher who taught at a local high school. And then she had children, and so she was at home, and she was just doing voice lessons out of her home. So I did lessons with her for several years, and it made a huge difference in my vocal ability, She taught me so many things about breath control, and you don't realize how important that is until you learn it. And then it's like, whoa, my voice just leveled up 10 times. Let's see. Jen Hazard says, how are things? Is life treating you okay? Actually, things are awesome. And yes, life is treating me super, super great right now. Then they asked, what are your plans for your career/future? Well, I'm glad you asked, because just today I graduated college. So that's a thing that happened this morning. Yippee. But yeah, my plans going forward, I just got my degree in accounting, so I'm looking for accounting jobs. I have a few prospects that I'm very excited about, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's actually where my life is going. Anything involving your singing voice? Well, not career-wise, but singing is kind of one of those things. It's a background thing that I'm always doing. I definitely plan to continue making videos and singing forever, because it's my outlet. What is your ideal goal/dream that you want to achieve? That's a hard question for me. I want to continue having the life that I love. I want to have a stable career, spend time with my family and friends, pursue little passion projects on the side, spend a bunch of time with my cat. So yeah, that's a cop-out answer to your question, but my ideal goal or dream is just more of this, please. Okay, and then they asked, can we be Facebook friends? I'm not opposed to the idea of being Facebook friends with people from YouTube, although I'm a little shy about it, because I've had some experiences. Not horrible, like nothing like bad happened, but not that I don't trust you. I'm sure you're lovely, but I usually don't advertise my personal Facebook. However, I have a Facebook page that you can like and be a fan of. I'll put a link in the description so you can go check it out. Okay, Wilbs55 asks, what are your plans for the next couple of years? Do you see yourself trying to push ahead with your career? And have you considered crowdfunding? My plans for the next couple of years, accounting. Get that career established, get my experience, learn as much as I can. I love it. I can't wait. Do I see myself trying to push ahead with my career? In accounting? Yes, absolutely. And have I considered crowdfunding? Not really. Because I don't really have anything that I want funded. Okay, so my channel is, I mean, it's not monetized. I don't promote it at all. I made this 9 years ago for fun because I had some videos of me singing and I wanted to share them with my family and friends who don't live nearby. So I put them on YouTube so I could share them around, pass that link all over the place. And random people found me and liked me. So that's why anybody knows who I am at all. And I have this little really awesome, surprisingly large following considering how little I've done for this channel. Okay, VH Marisol, I hope I said that right. Do you have a job or study something related to music? And if not, what's your professional life path? Well, like I said, accounting, just graduated, super pumped. In terms of jobs, while I've been in school, I've been doing a series of part-time jobs. I've worked in restaurants, I've worked in retail. For the past couple of years, I've been self-employed doing house cleanings and bookkeeping and yard work, hauling lumber, pulling weeds. It's good hard work, which I really like. So that's what I've been doing. Oh, and they also asked, I would love if you would record an album, even if it's a homemade one. And you know what? I might do that, actually. A few people have asked me this, if I will do some kind of an album, and probably at some point. I think it will take a long time, but I do have a SoundCloud that I will also link in the description, and I figure probably most likely I will do a bunch of recordings on my SoundCloud and then maybe make an album there that you can download for free, or maybe not on SoundCloud, but I'll figure it out and I'll let you know when I do that. It would, I'm certain, be a little free thing, probably not the highest quality, but just for those of you who are interested and are into that kind of thing. Just a Page asks, what kind of vocal training do you have? I was classically trained as a soprano 1, because I used to have a high voice. And I still have those soprano notes from time to time, but my voice has really deepened with age a lot. And you can tell from my speaking voice probably that my register is more chesty and throaty, and I don't have an especially girly voice, I guess, high-pitched. Soap Bubble wants to know, what are your favorite bands and artists, or just some favorite songs? Oh man, where do I begin? Golly, I am a huge fan of the Dresden Dolls. I love the Cranberries. Oh god, they really shaped me as a person. Cranberries, Dredge, another amazing band that I super love. I love Tally Hall. I love Studio Killers. I love Ghost. I could go on. I love pretty much any kind of Broadway jazz. I know that as soon as I conclude this video, I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot like 8,000 of my favorite bands. Okay, let's see. Yoshitaka Amano asks, do you write original material? Well, sort of. I have written songs in the past. I don't know if they're any good, and I don't know musical theory or anything about composition, so really all it is just lyrics and an idea in my head of how it would sound. So I may try and flesh that out in the future. A lot of people have asked me that over the years, and I would like to put together some of the stuff that I've already written, but I just don't know when I'll get around to it, because it would be kind of a massive undertaking for me with my lack of knowledge and expertise. Any plans to post original songs? And do I take requests? Well, I promise you, if I do make the original songs, I will post them. And do I take requests? A lot of people have asked me this. I've gotten so many requests over the years. My best answer to that is I try to take requests. I don't always have time to, put into learning the songs and getting them performance ready, because I've just been, busy. This is, like I said, not really my thing that I do. This is just when I happen to think about it. If there's a song that I'm like, ooh, I'm just killing this song lately, I should totally put it online. That's when I make a video. And it usually is something that I do pretty quickly and just slap it up here. I mean, I use my phone camera, so you have a good idea of how much effort goes into this. Not because I don't care, just because that's time constraints for you. Okay, let's see. Oh, I hope I don't ruin your name. Dacio Vinicius Costa? I hope I got that right. How old are you? I'm 26. Have you ever tried to do an audition to make an album or something? No, I have not, and I doubt that I will, but you never know. Do you have songs of your own, or do you only do covers? You know, like I said, I sort of have songs of my own. I may or may not put them together someday. Right now, I only put covers online. And then they went on to say I should really have profiles in social networks like Facebook, Twitter, etc. So I will post my Facebook page, and you know, who knows? I might branch out and get an Instagram or a Twitter for non-personal use. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, and so Romulo asks, do you have Instagram or Facebook? Just the Facebook page for now. All right, let's see here. The Lord MMX says, do you think you may sing again the songs you did 9 years ago? That's a really good idea. I don't want to promise this or anything, but for my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, I might pick a couple of songs that I think I've improved on the most, and I might repost new covers of those. I had not thought of that, and that's actually a super great idea. So, the Lord MMX, if I end up doing that, you're responsible for that idea, because it was totally your idea, and I'm giving you full credit right here. Good thinking. Jason R. asks, what is the one song you want to sing but are too afraid to record? Well, there are a lot of them. One song that I think is internet worthy, but I'm a little nervous about recording, is the song Out Tonight from Rent. I've been singing that one a lot in my car lately, and it's just about where it needs to be, I think, but I don't know, it's so not my typical fare, so I just feel a bit silly. Maybe I'll post it one day. David Vandendorp asks if I am an alto. You know, to be totally real with you, I don't even know anymore. Yeah, I would probably call myself an alto at this point. Alto is probably close, if not tenor. And then he also asked, I was wondering, do you have any good suggestions for working on voice training as an adult? I'm not very good at teaching, but I will say that the best thing that you could possibly do is work on your breathing. Look up different videos for breathing exercises. You want a continuous stream of air where you're not ever like sucking in a breath and holding it before you start singing again. If you're not singing, you're breathing in for the next phrase and you're fully filling out your rib cage, almost expanding your back when you breathe. Or at least that's what my voice teacher told me. It made sense in my head and I was able to do it, and it helped a lot. And then he asked, any interest in doing more up-tempo projects? Maybe. I hadn't really thought about it. You know, the songs I choose are just songs that I happen to like and have been doing a pretty okay job at. I tend to like slower, sadder music. That's just kind of who I am. So, you know, most of the songs that I end up liking enough to cover are slow and sad. But, you know, occasionally I might do a saucy, jazzy kind of, I don't know. Maybe. And then he asked, have you ever played the board game Encore? No, I have not, but I have heard of it, and I'm definitely interested in playing it because it sounds super fun. Do you ever have any issues practicing or recording with your neighbors? Not anymore. I did kind of when I lived in an apartment, because, you know, sharing walls with people, I always felt very self-conscious. I didn't want to sing, like, too loud in case somebody freaked out. Nobody ever did freak out, but I was self-conscious about it, you know, that somebody's trying to take a nap in the next apartment and I'm just over here wailing away the same songs over and over and over because I'm practicing. I don't have that problem anymore because now I live in a house, and so no one cares. I sit here and I talk to no one all day at the top of my lungs. I make noise all the time. So then he went on to ask, do you have any special precautions when making music? No, not really. I'm a terrible vocalist, all things considered. I don't really prepare. I don't really warm up. I'm totally supposed to, and you should if you're singing. Don't do what I do. Usually I like to have something to drink nearby, some water or energy drink. It's usually me sitting here singing the same song over and over, chugging down an energy drink is what's happening. So don't do what I do. Ever. And then he wants to know, did I grow up in Ohio? Because he has a theory that I grew up in the Midwest. No, I live in Georgia, a little bit north of Atlanta, and that's where I've always been. I've never even been to Ohio. I've never seen any part of the Midwest in person. So I'm sorry to kill your theory. I'm definitely not Midwestern. So, all right. Next person, Faustimus asks, will you forgive me, baby? Where in London you at, babes? Or you in NYC? Where at, my bae? The truth is, I'm in your head. I'm not real, and I've never been real. My name is Sprinkles. Okay, next person. Strike Raptor says, has anything ever happened that made you contemplate quitting YouTube? No, nothing and nobody on YouTube has done anything that made me, like, not want to be on YouTube. The only things that have happened that actually made me go on a hiatus for a while. I mean, there were many years where I didn't post any videos at all. And that's just because life happened, you know. I got busy, didn't have a whole lot of time to do stuff like this. Nothing to do with actual YouTube. Everything to do with just my life and things being crazy, and updating my YouTube was like a forgotten thing. Just didn't even think about it. Okay, let's see. Clever Idea says, oh, yes, you seem to have a strong sense of humor in your cooking videos, so I wondered if you had any favorite comedians or role models. Okay, I'm so glad that someone has seen them. I didn't promote those at all either, so I expected there to be pretty much no response, and that's been the case so far. So I'm really excited that someone found it through my channel. And thank you! I'm glad that you think they're funny. That's awesome. I'm really pleased about that. So favorite comedians, I would definitely say Louis C.K., absolutely. John Mulaney is another kind of newer favorite of mine. I think he's hilarious. Eric Andre, absolutely. My sense of humor is heavily shaped by his and his work. So yeah, those are probably my top 3 at the moment. So yeah, thank you for noticing the Oh No Baking videos. Because I was totally fine with doing them just for fun. And I kind of hoped they would get buried in YouTube and that someone would stumble upon them someday and they'd have like 9 views and be just totally the worst videos ever. Because I know I like finding stuff like that on YouTube. So I'm hoping one day something like that happens to someone else. Let's see who's next. Tooth Slayer says, what are the odds that you would date a random guy from YouTube like me? Well, so the answer that I'm going to give you sounds discouraging, but hear me out. The odds are like none, but that's because it's for safety reasons, and that's it. I'm sure you're lovely. I would be a bit scared. And not to mention, I'm not looking for anything right now, just period. I'm doing the single thing, and I intend to continue doing that for a long time. But again, I'm sure you're great. It's nothing personal. DEPJLP asks, where around ATL can I see you sing? Well, nowhere. I'm sorry. Because I'm not doing gigs or anything. I used to sing at like local restaurants and stuff out in the middle of nowhere where I live. But I'm not doing that anymore. So for now, it's just on YouTube. But you know what? If I do end up doing a gig somewhere, I'll definitely make it known to you folks. Okay, let's see. Rodolfo Costa. Did I say that right? I'm sorry. Do you have a boyfriend? I do not. What's your favorite movie? Oh, that's tough. You know what's my favorite movie? The worst movie in the world. The Room by Tommy Wiseau. It's terrible and great, and I love it, even though it's absolute garbage. And that's why it's beautiful. I actually love bad movies more than I like actual good movies. And that's something backwards about me. But yeah, at least currently, The Room's been my favorite movie for like a solid 2 or 3 years running. This is a really good question! Would you rather be attacked by a bear or a swarm of bees? Absolutely a bear. Forget bees. Oh God, not the bees. Bear. Because I feel like if a bear was really coming at me, I could appeal to its sensibilities somehow. A bear seems a lot more compassionate than a swarm of bees. I feel like a bear could be persuaded to understand me if I exercised my interpersonal skills or had some bear mace. And then they asked, how do you imagine yourself in 5 years? Hopefully well established in my career and buying a bunch of stuff for my cat, spoiling my nephew, stuff like that. Steve Phillips asks, how do you feel about doing live gigs? I don't do them anymore. I used to, and they were fun for a time. I'm not looking to do any anytime soon, but like I say, if I do end up doing some, I'll definitely let y'all know and get them filmed so I can put them on here. Okay, Cool Boy 83 says, I'd like to know, did you end up making it in the music industry? I mean, I'm sure as you've gathered from this video so far, no, but I didn't try. I just decided to take a different route. I didn't really ever want to do music as a career, more of a side passion. Could I do more songs? I plan to in the future. I don't know how many because things are busy. I don't know how often I'll be able to update, but I'm definitely still here. I'll probably be updating my SoundCloud more often than I'll be uploading videos because I don't have to look presentable if I'm just recording audio. Whereas when I make videos, it's a lot harder because my camera mics are kind of garbage and I have to look like a person, and that's hard to do sometimes. And then they asked, are you married? I am not. Do you have kids? No, I don't, unless you count my cat. But no one counts her, even if I do. Or just a boyfriend. Do I have just a boyfriend? I don't even have a boyfriend. Not even an imaginary boyfriend. I am my boyfriend. Well, I'm cool with being single, is what I mean to say. And then they asked about Facebook and Twitter, as I addressed earlier. Worst Milch asks, oh, I figured that you've got an amp in the background. Do I play e-guitar? Actually, no. Those are just the speakers from my sound equipment that I would use back in the day when I used to do live gigs. I'd plug in my iPod and play my karaoke tracks and hook up my microphone and stand there and sing at people while they're trying to eat spaghetti. Rio Seco asks, if you had to move to another state, which would be your first choice? Ooh, man, that's a tough one. You know what? I'd probably move somewhere up north. I'd probably move New Hampshire or Vermont, Maine, somewhere that would be nice and cold, a nice departure from muggy southeastern climate. Plus, like lobster, man. If you had to move to a different country, what would you choose? I don't know. That's a difficult choice. Probably Canada. Because I don't think it would, I wouldn't have to go through a huge adjustment. It's similar enough to where I live, but with just enough different that I think it would be interesting. Plus, there's snow. I don't really get to see that ever. If you won a buttload of money, what would be the first thing you would buy for yourself? I probably wouldn't buy something for myself first, to be honest with you. I can't really think of anything that I want. I would probably do something to spoil my nephew. Maybe take my whole family, like my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew and, whoever else wants to go on some sort of a trip or something. Or do something really cool with them. Or get them something really cool that they would like. I think I would probably do that. And whatever stuff I would get for myself, I'd probably just go ahead and buy this house and just buy it outright. And probably a car, a new car. Let's see. Okay. Wendy Baker asks, What are your favorite TV shows and books? Silicon Valley, Steven Universe. Oh, Better Call Saul. Duh! I also really love Breaking Bad, but in a strange way, I think I'm enjoying Better Call Saul even more. Books? The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I Know This Much Is True by Wally Lamb. The Original Dracula by Bram Stoker. Harry Potter, obviously, 'cause come on. What's my favorite musical? It's probably Les Mis or Sweeney Todd. Favorite Disney princess and Disney movie? Mulan is probably my favorite Disney princess because she's the coolest. Favorite Disney movie? Beauty and the Beast. Oh, or Little Mermaid. Because both of those have really, really killer songs. And that was just kind of like a golden age era in Disney movies being super good. Have I ever done the MBTI test? Yes, I have. I'm an INTJ, which pretty much means I'm a supervillain, so... Elson Kismorio. I hope that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if I messed it up. What's your cat's name? Ha-ha! Yes! Asking the important questions today, I see. My cat's name is Rigby. Her full name is Rigby Jones. Why Jones? Just because. Also, she's my everything, and I named her after Rigby from Regular Show, which, oh my god, is another one of my favorite TV shows. Onward. Bob Rollins asks, more of a comment than a question, but I thought your best cover was science fiction double feature. Thank you. Oh, the other songs that I've recorded are more downbeat and sad, so more of the upbeat stuff. Bah! We're gonna have to see. I'm kind of a downbeat sort of singer. I might do some more up-tempo stuff, like I said before, but, you know, I do the songs that resonate with me in my limited time, so we'll just have to see. Dio's Arc says, I am a new male singer, trying to do against all odds. And let's see, he wants help finding a dynamic sweet spot and breath recovery after long phrases. Not being a professional and not being a voice coach, my best advice to you would be to maybe watch some tutorial videos on breathing. Breathing is everything. My voice teacher told me to imagine there's a Ferris wheel in front of my face, and when I'm singing, it's the Ferris wheel going up and over, and then when I'm breathing in, that's when it's going under. So it's like, so, I mean, it'll sound better than that, but constant stream of air. Imagine that there's like an inner tube, an inflatable inner tube around your belly, and every breath you're trying to fill it up all the way around, breathing all the way into your back. Get as much lungs into your air. Yeah, get as much lungs into your air as you can. You know what I mean. And try not to completely run out of breath. If there's a part where you usually run out of breath before you can get to the next phrase, start planning your breaths way before that. Make sure you get a full tank of air several phrases before, and you continuously replenish it. That way, you're not coming in as empty when you get to that phrase you're having trouble with. For example, I mean, if you're driving in your car, it's the equivalent of getting to half a tank of gas and then filling it up before you get close to empty. I feel like I botched that explanation. Look up some breathing tutorials from people who know what they're talking about. I think it'll probably help you tremendously. Chris Jones says, are you going to do any albums? Maybe, probably. If so, where can you get them? I will let you know here first. What do you normally do for a living? Bookkeeping, odd jobs, looking for accounting jobs now. If your music does not take off, do you have any different career paths in mind? Well, sorry, I already answered that, I guess. I am doing the career path that I had in mind and never intended for my music to take off, but I'm still singing anyway for fun. Favorite films? The Room, but also Edward Scissorhands, Watchmen. I'm also a huge fan of the graphic novel. That's all I can think of for now. Those are my top faves at the moment. Things I hate the most, passive aggression, intolerance, when people reject logic and reason, arrogance, and bees. Life after death? Do you have hobbies? Reading comic books, doing logic puzzles, playing with my cat, hanging out with my friends, making stupid baking videos. Oh yeah, baking. Baking is like the thing that I do. My other passion project, which contrary to my baking videos, I actually do know how to bake and I'm decently good at it. Lumberwoods asks or says, I've been a bit curious about what your aspirations are creatively. Where do you want to go from your YouTube channel? Do you have goals in mind? You know, I just want to keep it kind of where it is. Pop in when I can, do covers, etc., etc. Creatively, just want to maybe work on some of my own stuff, maybe put it out there. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting redundant. I'm sorry. Halavel91 asks, who is your favorite artist? I guess if I had to pick my number one favorite, that's so hard. Cranberries, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I can answer that question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I can't pick one favorite. Do you have any plans on making more regular updates, like bi-monthly or something? Tentatively, I guess I don't have plans. I'm going to try. Hassan Osama asks, why don't you buy a better camera? The audio would be much better, I think. Yeah, you're right. The audio would be way better. To answer your question, it's because I'm poor. But yeah, hopefully I'm trying to get a better camera. Once I'm making some more money, I'll probably invest in something better. Cheyenne O'Donnell asks, do you only sing songs that you can relate to emotionally? Also, what's your favorite artist that's sort of new and your favorite artist that's old? Mostly, yes. The songs that I choose to cover on here are songs that have some emotional significance to me. That's usually what moves me to sing them all the time. They get stuck in my head. I become really familiar with them. I practice them. I start thinking, hey, that sounds good. I should make a video of it. And that usually all stems from me relating to them emotionally. If not currently, then at some point in my life. My favorite artist that's sort of new? Oh, I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know who's happening right now. Who are the kids listening to? Sort of new. It doesn't have to be brand new. Oh! Ghost. Formerly known as Ghost VC. Favorite artist that's old? The Mamas and the Papas. Because those are my roots. Alright. Bites Back says, have you completed Portal 1 and 2? No, I'm a poser. I recorded Still Alive and I hadn't played the games, but I know what happens in the games. Like, I get it. But no, I haven't played them. Sorry. Gordon12 says, hey Jackie, do you play any instruments? No. I'm a one-trick pony. I can sing and that's it. I play the calculator. Alright, moving on. John Singer says, are you in the same room and is that the same mic stand from 9 years ago? No, I'm not in the same room, but yes, that absolutely is the same mic stand. How is life? It's good. Are you happy with the place that you are in? Dude, I'm so happy. Things are going really well, so yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Have you made progress in all those years? You know, I would have to say, tons. The past 5 or so years have been some of the most crucial to my personal development as a person, becoming who I am, and I feel really good about where I am now and how far I've come. Are you happy? Yes. Yeah, I am. Then he asked, I guess your relationship with your fiance ended. Yes, it did. And he went on to ask, like, did it hurt? And, how was all of that? And, actually, yeah, of course it hurt. It was very sad. But, we ended things amicably and we're still really good friends. I think that it ended about the best case scenario. This part isn't really a question, but I just wanted to address it because it was so thoughtful. He said, to me, you're a figure in my music playlist. It's titled Sad. That's me. And it's filled with sad songs. And then he said, on shuffle, I've heard your voice hundreds of times, and I've grown close to it. I don't know. You're not a person really to me, just a soft voice that's helped me since I found you 2 years ago. Even when I lost some of my accounts, I would always remember to subscribe and make a brand new playlist. That's my relationship toward you. You've probably helped me more than you will ever know. So thanks for recording these things and putting yourself out there for all these years. Man, I really appreciate that. You know, I never thought that anybody would especially care that I made videos. It was just, you know, some thing I was doing, but not seriously. So the fact that, you know, just something I did for my own enjoyment has actually had that kind of an impact on someone I've never met before, it's really humbling. I don't even know what to say. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And I'm glad that I could be there in some respect. That's just so cool. God, I love the internet. Stay cool, John Singer. Your Queen Spylock asks, are you in love or like someone? And if so, with whom? And one more thing, who's your idol? No, I'm not in love. I don't really have anyone that I like right now. I'm always sort of in love with a fictional character because I'm a nerd, but I'm not telling who is the current object of my fictional affection. Oh no, my power level is showing. Oh, moving along, who's my idol? That's hard. Probably my parents and my sister, for different reasons for each of them. But they're all very strong people who have been there for me and helped me in countless ways. And I wouldn't be where I am today without them. And I love them terribly. So they're my idols, my family. And then, last but not least, favorite question of this whole thing. Googie asks, will you be my internet girlfriend? And what I have to say to that is, there's a lot of things about me you don't know anything about, Googie. Things you wouldn't understand. Things you couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand. You don't want to get mixed up with a gal like me. I'm a loner, Googie. A rebel. So long, Goog. Alright. Well, so yeah, that brings us to the end of the questions. I hope that I got to everybody. If I didn't, feel free to, message me on here somehow. I'll put the link to the Facebook page and my SoundCloud in the description. And, yeah, man. Cool beans. Thank you for all your questions. And thank you for watching. I can't believe that anyone cares. So, yeah, thanks. Your viewership and your comments and your encouragement have meant a lot to me. And, made my little hobby a lot more enjoyable and fulfilling, because turns out it's actually mattered to some people, and that's blowing my mind. So anyway, thank you for everything. I hope you're all doing well out there in the world, wherever you're all from, wherever you're all sitting when you're watching this. Thank you for everything, and I'll talk to you soon.